guys seemed out of sorts offensively from the get-go there. I just wanted to ask you what they did specifically that kind of got you out of your rhythm, and why you weren't able to adjust from that.
I thought we probably came out let me start over. Sorry. I think we came out with the wrong mentality. I thought we thought it was going to be easy, I guess, and we got flustered. They had great ball pressure, and it wasn't like anything that we've seen before this season, and we just couldn't get in the flow offensively.
Next, state your name and affiliation.
Hey, Christyn, this is Alexa Philpott from the Hartford Courant. I know the loss is obviously really fresh, but I'm curious what you think you're going to remember most about this season individually, what you'll take away, and also as a team.
I mean, I'm going to take away from this season, how close we are as a team. Those are my sisters, and I do anything for them. And that's something I definitely remember. Something individually, how far I've come this season and the growth that I've had in my game. That's something that I'll remember.
Next question is from Danny. Danny, please unmute yourself and state your name and affiliation. From Sean. Sean, please unmute yourself and state your name and affiliation.
Hey, Christyn, Sean McFarland, the Hartford Courant. It seemed like they had an answer in the second half for every run you guys went on. You go on a 5-0 run, they'd answer with one of their own. I guess how disheartening was that every time you guys kind of chipped away, they just seemed to find a way to answer back on their end?
I mean, what do you think? I mean, yeah, they had to answer for everything. Obviously, you watched the game. Anybody that watched the game know. I mean, it's devastating. I mean, we have to get stops, and then we have to score. So if we score and then we don't get stops, the score is going to be the same. So I really like that question.
Do we have any more questions? Yourself and state your name and affiliation.
Hey, Geno, this is Alexa Philpott from the Hartford Courant. When Christyn was just on here, she admitted that she thought the team thought it was going to be probably easier than it was. And I'm just curious if you saw that at all going into the game, if you think the team underestimated Arizona, and if that kind of, once they came out so strong and you guys were rocked back on your heels, you couldn't overcome it.
Well, you never know what's in a player's mind, or what's in a team's mind. You hope you do. But, I've said all along this year to those that have followed us all year long, we have a very immature group, and not just young. I mean, we have a young group, but very immature group. And when we're high and when we're, on top of the world, we think, everything's great. And when things don't go our way, there's a poutiness about us. There's a feeling sorry for ourselves about us that that you don't win championships when you're like that unless you get lucky. So if that is indeed what the mindset was, because believe me, the scouting report on Arizona and the game plan on Arizona was way more thorough and way more involved than the Baylor one was, to be honest with you. And we spend more time on the Arizona game than we did on the Baylor game. It seemed like. So if that's the case, then it's bad coaching by us, and it's a sign of immaturity on our team. And we need to grow up if we expect to be back here in the future.
Yeah, that was brutal. And she got asked another question after the last question, after the guy just pretty much wanted her to say it was just so disheartening. They ripped our hearts out. They stumped on it. They spit on our hearts. We couldn't stop their runs. It was just brutal. Here, you want to look at my heart? Maybe you should have saw her heart. at the beginning of the conference when she was in tears. Okay, so they asked her, what, 7, 8 questions, and she's not getting a dime from that. I think that they should only be allowed to ask players 3 questions, 3, maybe 4 questions. That's it. You don't get to ask 7, 8 questions when a player is brokenhearted and they're in tears. And then one of your questions is a stupid question. I mean, come on. And I like how she spoke the truth when she said that they didn't prepare. She said that they never saw that before, that kind of defense, that aggressiveness and trapping ball screens. They never saw that all season. And they didn't see that in practice because even Geno said that we prepared harder for Arizona than we did Baylor. Our scouting report was more detailed and more thorough for Arizona than it was for Baylor. But you didn't practice trapping ball screens. And even if you practiced it, you didn't practice it with game time aggression and physicality and intensity and energy. Okay, it was sort of like a light walkthrough. So yeah, it was on coaching. It was bad coaching. That's even bad coaching for Geno to not tell his players, don't take these guys lightly. Don't take them easy. Okay, like that's on the head coach. Christyn should have never even had that thought in her mind. That's all on the head coach. That's his fault. You have to get your team in the right mindset. And Geno was just arrogant. Geno, you're going to get to go home to a fireplace. I don't know if you have any pets, but your pets, your wife, amazing dinner. Maybe you'll put on some of that Sammy Davis Jr. music, you know, or whatever. Frank Sinatra, whatever you listen to, while Christyn and the rest of the players, they get to go to their dorm or apartment, brokenhearted, and they don't get to sit by the fireside the way you will. Okay, and so for you to call them immature, like that, just so flippantly, you know, without any regard for their emotions, being insensitive in that way, to me, that's emotional abuse. That was verbal abuse. You don't have to use profanity to engage in verbal abuse, okay, to commit verbal abuse. What Geno did was verbal abuse, and that was emotional abuse. And you just piled on to it. Okay, and then Alexa pretty much dimed out Christyn. Geno was going to hear about it anyway. Yeah, Geno, but Christyn said this. And then he just piles on and snickers and is snarky about it and arrogant and flippant and disrespectful, okay, and insensitive, inconsiderate about the whole situation. And that's a program that players go to. Oh, I get it. I know why. It's what Caitlin Clark said. Caitlin Clark said, I know everyone wants to go to the Blue Bloods. But Caitlin said that's not what she wanted. She wanted to build something at Iowa, kind of like how Auriemma McDonald is building something at Arizona, right? You run to these Blue Bloods, and you run to a cold-hearted coach like him, who is not considerate about her feelings and what she may have been going through psychologically at that time. Oh my gosh, man, people, that coach. And then let's not forget the karma with the foul. Okay, Christyn didn't get that foul call. I mean, Christyn got a egregious call on her that wasn't a foul. And you look back to his press conference after the Baylor game, and he's arrogant about that. Okay, and is saying, listen, I'm not going to take it back. Like, what do you want? You know, they made the call. It was a call. Like, I'm not going to take it back. Tell LeBron, you know, how many games did he win on a missed call or a foul or whatever? Do you think LeBron is going to take those wins back? So, Geno people, oh my gosh, you guys, this is so bad. Oh man, dude is arrogant. He's pompous. And I just can't respect him. I mean, I just can't. I can't respect him. I can't respect him. And Christyn, God bless you. God bless you. Something your coach should have said, but he didn't, because Geno cares about his millions while Christyn gets to go home in tears and read about this in a paper or online about her statement, her comment to a question. And the pain doesn't go away. Geno can make his pain go away. He can go home and drink some wine, some champagne, some liquor, smoke a stogie, and sit by the fireside listening to Frank Sinatra, watching some Sammy Davis Jr. Tapes of him dancing so gracefully. Okay, with his wife giving him a massage, massaging his shoulders. Christyn goes to her dorm room or to her apartment without millions of dollars, while Geno goes home to millions of dollars. This is a problem. This is a problem. That's it, people.